You execution, not hesitating, just taking action.
Not doing 10 things, just do only the things what matters the most.
Slow is smooth, smooth is fast.
What will be your next biggest goal next year?
No regrets. Fail forward.
Goals has to be realistic.
Feed the mind, move the body.
Let's give it a bit of a subject line for today's episode. I think the main reason we're doing this episode is to reflect what went well this year, what went wrong, what we learned, and what's our game plan should be in 2026, right?
That is the biggest thing. So that once we know that we only need to focus on few things this year, then we just focus on just doing that. 2026, like the year of execution, not focusing on 10 goals. Let's just focus on 2-3 goals and just focus on doing the boring work. That's the thing I would say that we would get out of this coming year. Like this year, for me personally, like it was all about amending the error, like finding out what I truly like to do, like how I want to manage my time, honoring my calendar as much as I can, and finding out those things. And through this year, basically, I found out what I don't like, what I like doing the most, and just keep improving on that. That's what I found out. What about you?
Yeah, exactly. I learned a lot, executed a lot, mapping out what 2025 looks like in back end of the 2024 helped me a lot in terms of understanding what should be the game plan. We plan a lot. We plan everything, but in reality, we need to adapt. Resilience is the key, right? So there are a lot of things you're going to come along the way, which you are not expecting. So how are you going to manage that swing? As far as you know what to do, you know how to go through that maze, I would say. And also with this conversation, he wants to keep this conversation feel more calm and grounded, not pressure filled, not motivational noise. This is not about motivation. This is about execution and just an honest reflection on what actually matters going into a new year.
Yeah.
Isn't it? So there are a few things I think I learned a lot from you as well in terms of goal setting and everything. So I thought rather than we just talking to each other, I thought it's a good way to record this chat so anyone can watch it and get something out of it.
We can just document our own thinking, how we thought that, and then when you do it next time by the end of this year, how different is our thinking pattern? That's what we want to see as well. So just to experiment with it as well, just see what happens.
If I ask you 3 things, what's your biggest win this year? What's your biggest learning this year? What you can do better next year? 3 things, short and sharp.
This year, like I invested in me a lot this year, understanding, like developing my skills and all this. I would say that was my biggest win. Like speaking in front of the camera, thanks to you as well, just like breaking that thing in my mind and all that as well. And just taking those steps without hesitating, not caring like what other people think or anything. I just focused on doing shit instead of talking about it. So I think that was my number one win. And other thing was like learned a lot of things this year. Like I did my personal like reflection as well. Not think about a lot of things. It's just executing. That's the highlight of the year. So now let's say reading a book. Now I have a goal of reading a book a week. I have that. And then I was like, okay, I can read all the books, but if I'm not implementing what that book is telling us to do, life is not going to change. You can listen to all the podcasts. You can do all these things. But if your behavior doesn't change, you've learned nothing. So I read all the self-help books, everything. I read it. And as a result of that, my behavior did change. So that means I've learned something. Because this year, bro, honestly speaking, I understood what truly locking in, like all about. What is locking in? Everyone is like, I'm locking in, I'm locking in, I'm locking in. Are you truly locked in, my brother? That's the real question that I can ask. Because we get distracted super easy. And the tool is right here. You can get distracted very easy. But at the start of the year, Patrick Bet-David. So I listened to one of his videos, said, focus on signal, not noise. Focus on signal. Repeatedly heard this everywhere. That was like the main theme of this year. Like looking back, I can remember the going into, let's say, 1st of Jan 2025. That is the mantra I had in my head. Focus on signals, not noise. And that kept me locked in. Like a lot of conversation, doing this podcast with you, execution, not hesitating, just taking action. And 90-day challenge, not hesitating, doing it, speaking in front of the camera. And now I'm getting better From that first recording that I ever shared to now, there's a big difference, man. That's the thing I'm super proud of. Because if I stayed the same, the pain of staying the same is the worst feeling in the world. I just wanted to break that pattern in my own mind. If that makes sense. What do you think?
Yeah, of course. I think you talk a really good point. I'm proud. I really love that part because that's what we missed most of the time as well. Because we party, we think about the future, we think about 2026. Okay, I'll be a better person, but we never proud of ourselves, what we done. That's what something we missed, I think. Even personally, I missed that in 2023, but luckily I didn't carry the same pattern for 2025. That's what made me the difference. So in 2024, I sit down on my last 4 days, like on 27th of December, I sit down, I write 3 things: stop, start, keep. So that helped me a lot, actually. I'll achieve a lot. It helped me to keep a track on what I actually matters, 80-20 rule, all these kind of things. So end of the day, when you look back those things, you need to be proud. You can be proud, I would say, because everyone can be proud, because everyone knows what to do. I think one of the thing is everyone knows what to do. What's the motivation? They got the motivation, discipline. They don't know how to execute it. Am I correct?
And they don't like pat themselves on the back just to like celebrate the wins, whatever they've accomplished. Because our mind can only focus on the negative. To us, just to focus on rewiring that old belief systems and all this, just to see what happens, basically. Worrying about all these other things, just focusing on, all right, you did something this year. All right, what can we do better this year? Sitting down and really coming up to the conclusion, okay, I did a few things, a lot of things, but what are few things I can really focus on? Not doing a lot of things. You just think once and you just focus on execute. That's what I think we need to focus on.
When I ask you 3 questions, you haven't answered my second one. What are the learnings you got? Because you came to that point now. Because you told me a learning last week. I think that's a really gold one to share with everyone.
What was that?
Not doing 10 things. Just do only the things what matters the most. Don't stress your life.
Doing a lot of things, like focusing on, but then it's about like if you're growing, if you're in that first starting phase of your journey, you can't do a lot of things. Like on social media from Mei Lang, once we had that chat, even she said, you can't do a lot of things. You can only focus on one platform, one person, and just growing the business somehow. But me, bro, I focused on all these other platforms, like doing all these things. But here's the thing. By the end of the year, I found out the platform that really works for me. And now I'm just going to stick with that. So amending the errors, I would say.
I would say never regret whatever you've done, because the reason you found out what works best is because of you doing everything. After you doing everything, right? You made a mistake, then you realized and you learned. So make mistakes, don't worry.
Don't worry, like failure is just learning, more learning. Okay, how can I fail better? How can I fail faster? All right, I'm learning quicker. That's the thing. Like at the start of the year, bro, my mind is always like, one of the mentors I worked with, he used to always say, success like speed, success like speed, success like speed. So, bro, I just focus on investing like hiring mentors and doing all this. And by the end of the year, the word changed to slow is smooth, smooth is fast.
Slow is smooth, smooth is fast.
So at the start of the year, the number one theme was success like speed, success like speed. Now, by the end of this year, slow is smooth, smooth is fast. That really hit.
With this, what you said, I think one of the point I realized is that don't overcomplicate your head with a lot of information. Just filter through the information and chuck it in your head. Today's world, if you go to Facebook, Instagram, whatever the social media, it's too much information. You're getting overwhelmed. That's how the algorithm works too. Just to play with their attention levels and everything. So they keep giving you a lot of information. So don't get overwhelmed. Just figure out what actually means and take it to your life. Embrace it.
It might get like boring because you're only good doing a few things, but you'll enjoy finding out the things that what you truly like. Like I told you before as well, burning out. We are always focusing, okay, I feel burnt out. I feel burned out. Are you enjoying the work that you're doing? That's the real question that you have to ask. This year, I told you, I haven't taken like vacations and all these things. I didn't go out, party, do all of this shit. Whenever I got days off, I was working, I was improving, I was learning, trying to always get more from the day. That was always the theme. And then by the end of the years, I understood few things that doesn't align with my life and something that does align with your life. But you don't get those answers in the noise. Your life has to get real quiet. When your
Mhm.
life gets quiet, your attention is very focused on few things, very few things. And then you're going to find out a lot of answers in your own mind.
So you were saying you need to find who you are, not the outcomes.
Just find your
Identity.
identity.
Find yourself. Be authentic.
That's the biggest thing. Like finding out truly, like, who are you? Like, are you honoring your word? Are you doing the things that you say that you're always saying that you will do? You can say, like, New Year, somehow New Year, new me, all this shit, right? But then again, like, at the end of the day, are you doing the thing you said that you're going to do at the start of the year? Or are you just full of, did you get lost in the noise? Let's say when you are going all this partying, it's all right. You need to like relax and all this. But then again, like, if it's very loud and your mind is very chaotic, how can your own voice giving you all the answers? There's a voice inside you that's telling you, no, you shouldn't be doing this. Get out of there. Like I told you, I used to party all these things. There was a point where I was partying all, doing all this. That was like 2, 3 years ago. But then again, I came to a point, I was just sitting and my mind was like, you shouldn't be here. You shouldn't be here. They're repeatedly telling me this. I started to listen though. And now my behavior is changing. I'm helping a lot of people and doing all these things. And I don't like feel like I'm burning out on anything because I feel good. If I don't feel good, how can I jump on coaching calls, doing all these things?
One of the questions I want to ask you to Dilshan, how do you manage your day? Because you're doing a full-time job and you got around like 100 plus clients in your business. How do you manage everything? How do you do the time management? Because you want to tell it short and sharp so anyone can apply to the life.
So right now, like what you said, that like I have worked with about like 150 clients altogether so far. And like right now I manage about like 30 clients I work on with. But then again, it's all scheduled in the calendar. Like whenever I really being honest with you, if you're gonna make your this year, like preload the year and come up with a plan, make sure whatever you come up with, it goes straight in your calendar. Because if it's not in your calendar, it's just a wish. Because you're not doing anything. This year, for me, it was like, okay, I always sit down on Sunday, find out what are the errors that I made during the week, and then I plan out my coming week exactly to the T. It's not going to be perfect, but I have a rough sketch for the full week. Now, let's say I wake up every single morning, I come up, sit down on the desk, and I'm like, okay, what's the plan for the day? When you open up the plan is already gone, ready to go. These are the few things you need to do today. You don't need to be worrying about all these problems or anything. If it's not within the top 3 priorities, it's a no. It's a hell no.
You mean for each week?
Each week, each day. You sit down on Sunday, you draw out your full plan for the understanding where you need to work on to upgrade your skills. How can you have the coaching clients and how to manage all your clients and all this. But then again, on a daily basis, you need to wake up in the morning and look at your Google Calendar. And then you have a plan there all ready to go. And you're like, okay, these are the few things I need to work on. So a simple rule would be sitting down in the morning, writing your top 3 priorities of the day. If it's going to be reading for 45 minutes, just reading for 45 minutes. Your phone is in the other room if you have to. Nothing to be disturbed. My phone is on focus mode.
Even
Because
what I do all the time is I turn off the phone to this side, so I'm not seeing any notification. Have you realized the way they design these mobile phones? If you didn't touch the mobile phone and if you didn't check the screen for like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, they start sending you vibrations. They start sending you notification which you don't need to say. Just give you the distraction. So you start looking at the screen. As soon as you unlock your mobile phone, you do something. Because all they need is to waste your time on screen time.
They need your attention.
Yes.
How divided till you get your attention to go?
Don't get trapped. That's what I wanted to say. Because that's what I realized in last year. Because whenever I didn't using my mobile phone, they send small vibrations. So when you get a vibration, you start getting it. You think, okay, you get an important notification or something. You start looking at it. Once you start unlock your mobile phone, you do, I don't know, what you don't need to do. Just go to Facebook or scroll again. Once you get into that trap, you keep scrolling.
What I do is all my notifications are switched off. All my notifications are switched off. No calls. I don't get any notification on my phone except Google Calendar is switched off. So it's just sending me a notification at this time slot. You just have to get this thing done. 10 minutes before I get the notification, and it's like, okay, this is now 15 minutes ago. You have the podcast. All right. I'm jumping on the podcast. So no vibrations, none of that. It's all blank. So when your life gets super quiet, stress-free, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing.
And Dilshan, so we talk about the goal setting and everything. Does that feel exhausting? Or else, what's the easiest way to set a goal? Is there a framework? Because you were talking about a framework.
Yeah, there is a method. Like you just need to understand, like if you're building a business, it's like fun and profit. Those are the themes basically. You understand that, okay, I need to make sure that I actually at least go on 6 adventures for the year. So that you're not like working, and you're working yourself to the ground with it. You allocate that time, like think weeks. Bill Gates does this, where he goes away for 1 week deep into the forest and he's not doing anything. He's just reading books and collecting new perspective, new ideas to improve his own business. And then you find out exactly what you need to do for your business so that like your if it's going to be content, it's scheduled in the calendar, 1 or 2 activities that gets you the business that you need as well. You get the clients, you meet new people, you engage with them. Even if it's going for networking events where you schedule your adventures, where you meet like new like-minded people so that it's blocked out, you know, exactly during this time within the 3 months, like I'm taking every 90 days, you need to take a like 1 week off just to think and really silent. You're not like going on like Disneyland or anything, just where all the noise and everything is. It's just you focusing on like, okay, what have I done so far in the last 90 days? Am I on track? You go back to your Google. I have like a Google Doc all ready to go, what I need to execute. So that I'm like, okay, I refer back to that. I'm like, okay, am I on course? Or am I drifting into other things? No, it's like, it's going to help you like focus on the few things that you said that you were going to do. So at the start of the year, like right now, you only think once and you make up the plan. Then the next year, it's just execution. Nothing else.
And also, I'll add one more thing. Goals has to be realistic. I always go through the SMART framework. SMART. SMART
Yeah.
means specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound. It's supposed to be related to real life, not the ideal life. That's what I realized even last year. So don't be ideal, because always be resilient and adaptable to the real life.
And like, you don't have to like, if you're afraid of starting something or anything, like unprepared, start it, no problem. You will find along the way all the answers, but you have to be super focused on that one thing that you started. You can't be doing a lot of things. You can't say yes to all the things. As a human being, you are gifted with a skill and something uniquely for you. You will find it by doing a lot of things. So this year, the previous years, I've been doing a lot of things and I found out me. No,
Yeah.
bro. I like what I do. I like coaching. So I'm just going to stick with it. Like I really do like coaching. And now I'm focusing on that one skill. And then you get help in the areas that you're lacking in. Now I worked with you. I'm not good at content. I got some help from you. And I improved storytelling, doing all these things. I was like, bro, you got to bring more energy. Let's bring more energy. Somehow fail forward as much as you can. You will have goals. Some you will succeed, some you might fail. But every failure,
it's a new beginning, actually. Yeah,
that's
you learn a lot from failing, I think, rather than succeeding.
And now here's the thing. Now let's say for a 90 day for health goals, you set a target for 12 weeks. I'm gonna focus on single ingredient food options. I'm gonna like really focus on getting into a good shape, like a good healthy weight. For the next 12 weeks, you're not worrying about anything else. You're just focusing on that one thing. Every day for 1 hour, you work out. It's a non-negotiable because you know that health is well. That's what I did at the start of the year. I just prepped myself for a photo shoot. Initially, the goal was to compete after 2 years. Failed. Didn't do it properly. I just ended up doing a photo shoot because it didn't come up as the thing that I had in my mind. No problem. I'm just going to celebrate with a photo shoot just to show that, okay, I went through all the hard work. I did all the things that I was supposed to do, got into the best shape of my entire life for the year, and I documented. No regrets. Fail forward. And this year, bro, I only missed 1 day of not exercising. And on that day also, I had 20K steps. I had a very busy day then. But for this full year, I only missed 1 day of exercise. All the other days I exercised. I went to the gym.
So how you manage the routine of exercising, maybe when you go for a holiday, or you said you need a break every 90 days. Is that an excuse? Or
No, I still went to the gym and showed up. Why? Because movement amplifies energy. Even whether you're on break or anything, you still have to experience that day. If you want to get more from the day to experience high levels of energy, you move. Otherwise, that vacation is even useless. because you were like operating on low energy state thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Always you have to move the big rocks first of a year. Now, if you're gonna plan this year, you're gonna really sit down before the year comes. You're like, okay, what are the hardest things that are coming up in the first year? I'm gonna make sure that I get those things done when I have the most amount of energy. And you just get off those things done. Then you focus on the pebbles, like the few things, like your mini adventures and all these things. You focus on that. And lastly, the sand. Think of it like a big jar. The big rocks are in there, then the pebbles, then the sand. And once it's all full, it's like that's a full year. When you think like that, then the cup gets full. You are working on your health goals, you're working on your wealth goals, and you're giving your best for your relationship goals as well. Because I told you, you need to go for, if you're focusing on something, you need to go for like networking events, meet new people who think differently, because you're just one dude. But there are so many brilliant minds. You have a brilliant mind. I just found out this year. And I collabed with you for that. Something like you meet people along the way. I really think after working with you, this is what I understood about you. You're a systems guy. You like systems. That's what I noticed from. Like me.
Yeah, I love structure. Systems give the structure. Structure reduce the stress.
It might get boring. Now, structure means you need to focus on doing a few things and you're doing only that. It might get boring, but this is where most people quit because they feel like, oh, it's so repetitive and doing all this. They think, oh, then they try to dull the situation by falling into all these distractions and all this. But then how can you improve? You just let go. It's about doing the boring work consistently until you get the outcome. And then you celebrate yourself. Pat yourself on the back. You did some good work. Otherwise, it's like, oh, shit, didn't do anything. So it's like saying no to quick dopamine and finding other ways to use your energy properly. I think that's the biggest thing. That's like focusing on signal, not.
So we talk about the structure, systems, and everything because the topic has now comes to the middle, I think. So if I ask you go a bit deeper, why does the structure actually reduce stress rather than increasing it? So setting up your goals means having a proper structure for a year, right? How that reduce the stress?
So the word I would say is clarity. What is clarity, bro? When you know exactly what you need to do, what are the few things that you need to worry about, instead of focusing on a lot of things, then your life becomes easy. You're not worrying about, okay, I didn't do that. You don't put yourself down or anything. You're only focusing, okay, I did that. Done. How good do you feel? And when you're avoiding the hard things, this is where you're like, oh no, I'm not capable. I don't have the confidence to do anything. I'm always like, I don't follow through. Your internal dialogue gets affected and you are like, what the hell am I doing? Then it's like, what's the meaning of life? I don't know what to do. And all these questions. When that question pops up, okay, let's bring party. Let's do all these things and let's distract the mind. In solitude, here's something I learned as well. Like this year, this is a powerful lesson. When a person doesn't know how to really manage their time when it comes to their solitude, this is where chaos. Because they will always try to get the quick dopamine hits and all this to distract the mind. The mind cannot be distracted. You have to listen to it, do it, and then you experience a positive outcome. But when you're constantly avoiding things, not listening to that, and you're going the other ways, and then things happen. That's what I would say. Structure gives you clarity. And when you have clarity, ooh, you're going to achieve a lot of things. I mean, that's how you win, right? Like when you have that clarity and all that, you love what you do and you bring the joy to your work. You truly do. Like I told you, then you don't burn out. You're like, I'm not doing enough of the things that I love to do. Then that's the next question.
That's where I wanted to come to. So setting up the boundaries and managing your energy and the burnouts. So going to 2026, I think this is the best year ever for us, having a lot of tools for us to make our life easy, right? If you compare 10 years back. So I think by the time we go into 2026, we already have tens of thousands of different tools to make our life easy. But still we feel burnout and lack of energy. How do we manage that kind of a thing? Let's say, for example, now we have a proper structure, proper goals, and we are about to execute it. How we manage our boundaries and energy. That's one of the things, right? Because we plan to do a lot of things, but then it comes down to, okay, we need to set our boundaries now. We can't party all the time.
So if you, let's say, for energizing, let's say, what are the energizing tools? Are you eating well? Because, bro, if you eat well, like your cells need to be performing at the best way. And when you're eating the right things, that's why for next year, my goal is this: eat single ingredient food and get into the strongest, leanest version of myself.
What's a single made food?
Single ingredient food. Say if it's chicken, it's just chicken. If it's
Single
an apple,
ingredient. Okay.
it's not processed things. Right now, all these companies are creating different flavors, which with the crunch and all this, just to make us feel good with dopamine. But when you simplify your own gut, your system, it breaks things down and it transports into your body's a system, very complex system. If you don't feed it right and you try to just go for the flavors and all these things, you feel bloated and it's giving you signals you're not listening to your body. That's the thing. And then you feel like, oh, I feel tired. There's a motivation problem. I don't feel like going to the gym. When that happens, first you had a, what have you been eating for the past 14 days? If it's all processed food, oh, this is where you have all the answers. You're not eating well. You're not sleeping well. How can you experience high levels of energy? That's the thing. What was the next question, Rob? So,
Have you set up your boundaries? You said your energy, and have you make sure you're not burn out?
I would say for like your Google Calendar, boundaries, you have to understand the power of saying no moving forward. If it doesn't align with your goals, if the person is like asking favors and all this, you need to understand and like really give some self-respect to you as well. Be like, if I don't say no, like I will be used. You want to get used all the time, bro? That's the real question. I mean, as Sri Lankans and all this, we do say yes to a lot of things. That's like in our nature, human nature. Oh, I don't want to affect that person. Like, I don't want to make them feel bad.
I think that's one of the things I mastered this year, saying no. I couldn't say no for anything. I don't know. I'm a very flexible person, but I realized in 2025, I'm going to fucking say no. If I don't need to be there, if my energy is not productive enough, I'm going to say no.
No, because
And I done it. Nothing happened.
nothing
Actually.
happened. They will always find a way. You're not the most important person on the planet. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, nothing happened. You just set out of your clan for a while, but
Yeah, you can connect and reconnect, but like,
yeah.
like with your friends, you have old friends, you have maintenance friends, and then you have growth friends. When you have big goals and all this, you have to stick with your growth friends. When you can maintain relationships, you can do all this. They belong in the maintenance camp because they don't align with where you are going. Your mind is telling you there is another level to you. You have to level up, and you're not listening to it, and you just still try to go back into your old routine, old habits with your old friends. How can you enter the next level? When your identity, slowly, you have to burn the boats. That's number one. Your old you has to die. It has to. And then over time, like I told you, networking events, doing all this, you will meet your people. And then over time, you become friends with the high performers and all these people who are operating at the next level. But to have that kind of conversation, it is another version of you.
Yeah. You need to have a bit of education in your area.
You don't need to be like 100%, but no, you need to have some valuable thing in you for them.
Know your shit. That's it.
No, yeah. Otherwise, it's going to be like, it's a blank. So the only way is self-development, number one. You have to focus everything. Your day, when you focus on the day, did I learn at least one new thing today? Did I implement it? Before day ends, it's like, okay, what did I learn today? Did I learn something new? Did I improve today? Because those are the small atomic habits that lead to the outcome in the end. 365 days a year. And then every day, if you learn something new, by the end of the year, you have 365 new things that you've learned. Every day. It's not Monday to Sunday. It's only today. It's a 24-hour game, bro. If you can move your body for 1 hour, read for 45 minutes, you will learn something new. If you focus 45 minutes every single day, do you think you're going to gain mastery within 1 year? Feed the mind, move the body. Because what happens when you move, your brain grooves. And when your brain starts growing, you will find out all the things that you want to accomplish, all the things that you want to do. There's more potential in you. There's so much things for you to accomplish. There's more things for you to give.
Bro, the world is bigger than we thought.
Much bigger than we thought. Yeah, I mean, you're a human being. Over this lifetime, you will do certain things. But if you want to do exceptional things, you need to have exceptional habits. That's what I can tell. Bro, like this last week, you know the song We Are the World? So after 40 years, it's going to be recreated by Tony Robbins for the next verse. And the goal behind this song is they're bringing all the artists from around the world to sing this song so that they're going to donate 100 billion meals to all the people that don't have food to accomplish, like to eat on. So if Tony Robbins decided to like go run on autopilot every single day, that 100 billion meals, those people won't get it. What I've learned about him, he was a very hungry individual, very hungry individual. He wanted to do a lot of things, and now he's a billionaire, and he's given so much to humanity. And now he's still giving, even when he's old right now. He's still giving because he's still in pursuit. Oh no, his story, like he wasn't given food on Thanksgiving, and he didn't have
That's his
anyone.
purpose, giving away food to Africa and even USA, whoever underprivileged people.
How inspiring is that? And he's getting all the people around him to sing a song together to give value to my people who are listening and do something nice as well to the humanity. How cool is that? I mean, I was like really inspired by that. I actually listened to the song one more time the other one. It was so inspiring to listen to that song.
Because end of the day, all these goal setting, set your boundaries, energy, everything comes down to your purpose. We wrapped up the whole conversation in a nice tone. But Dilshan, you said me previously you wants to give away something really valuable, because we talked a lot about how we set up the goals, and also we thought, okay, it's a good chance for us to give away a template, because Dilshan put his all effort and all his expertise into one piece of goal. So talk a bit about the template.
So what I did for my private clients was like I created like a Google form where they document all their ideas and what are they struggling with, what are their things that happen, like really to document their thoughts there. And then I'm gonna like really review that. I'm gonna come up with a plan for the next year for them so that they just need to focus on executing. They don't have to worry about doing 100 things. They just focus on doing 1, 2 activities that they love to do, and they're gonna have by the end of the year they will have a successful year. So it's all done on Google Form. You just fill out all the details there, where whatever the things that you're struggling with, and immediately you mention your email and everything. I will be sending you a Google Doc, coming up with a plan for 2026. It's just execution, and then you go from there. So that's
Happy days.
easy. You just have to execute. It's gonna get boring, but you need to commit to the boring work, and you just gotta bring the joy.
You reckon how long will it take to fill up the whole Google form?
Like 10-15 minutes max.
I read it. I gone through it, and also I filled it up. One thing I took away from the Google Doc is it's really good. It's really powerful. It's going to help you to realize who you are and what you really care about and what you really need to do. So be yourself, be authentic, put the right words, not to test the system, but to test yourself. We'll put the link in the description as well as on Instagram. That's on the Instagram bio. If it is on YouTube, it's in description. So click the link and just give it a crack.
Give it
Get the use of it. Free gold.
Definitely. And like really focus on Signal next year. It helped me. I really hope it helps you as well.
And Dilshan, I will ask you the last question for the day. Before 2026. What will be your next biggest goal next year?
Next year, it's all impact. It's all.
Give me one thing. Give me one prediction. We'll talk next year at the end of next year and see.
Yeah, so I want to actually like really systemize my full coaching thing, like the business that I'm running right now. Really like take it to a next level. At least work with 100 clients to manage by myself, because I can manage, and like really work with them, help a lot of people by the end of next year. That's one of my goals. And to focus on giving so much value from the podcast as well. That's one of my big goals. Just to do it consistently, and just to keep sharing what I learned along the way. I'm gonna just be in pursuit for the longest time on stuff, because I really have understood what I really need to do, and I just gotta commit to doing that. And I'm really committed. Just that's what I get.
Love it. Thank you very much, Dilshan, and thank you very much for listening to the podcast. And enjoy.
Wait, what is your number one thing that you really?
I was about to eat that.
You gotta share your shit. So this is you, like really, like you putting something out there that you will really accomplish. And if you do that, if you look at the episode by the next day, you're like, shit, I accomplished it. Could be like your number one goal. What is it?
I think 2026 will be my biggest year, because all these last couple of years, it was a build up to 2026. So it's a year of execution because of three main things. I'm actually telling a lot of they are very private things, but yeah, since you asked me the question, I'll tell it. I'm becoming a dad. 2026. It's a very big milestone. I'm landing on a new job, so it's a career progression for the last 2 years, working towards that goal. And third thing, I'm planning to scaling up my business, so side hustle. We'll see how it goes. I already got a solid plan. I don't want to talk more about that, but I'm happy to talk on my reflections by the end of next year.
Yeah, what we've done. Just focus on
Yeah,
executing.
just
But
less
he'll be
fluff, more
sharing.
work.
Yes, we will be sharing everything what he learned, what he will be learning as well along the journey. That's the biggest. So that like you can get to your goals a lot more quicker as well. Anyways, hope that helps.
Yes. Enjoy the rest of days in 2025 and all the very best in 2026. I'll see you in next year.
See you next day.